Have you noticed that modern day life seems designed to make us stressed? It really does appear designed. The news never stops. The emails never stops. Social media, of course, never stops. The algorithm keeps feeding you things that are going to provoke an emotional reaction. And it's always one notification after another problem that demands your attention. It's taking your attention away from what really matters. And if you're somebody who's trying to build up your life, you want to be present for your family, you have a career, you have lots of responsibilities, and you want to own your health, it can really feel overwhelming. And there is a big problem here because the more overwhelmed anybody becomes, the higher the stress levels get. The dreaded cortisol and adrenaline, but especially cortisol. Your body releases more cortisol, the primary stress hormone. And let's be clear, a little bit of cortisol is normal. You need cortisol. A life of zero stress is impossible and probably not very desirable. But when cortisol stays very elevated day after day, it can contribute to so many problems: weight gain, poor sleep, anxiety, rising blood sugar, rising blood pressure, energy levels crash. And it can affect your mental health. It can affect your relationships. So what's the solution here? Because this problem affects so many millions of people. Well, ironically, one of the most powerful answers comes from a philosophy which is over 2,000 years old: Stoicism. There's a lot of confusion about what Stoicism is and isn't. It's not a religion. It is a way of life, a philosophy. And it's been practiced by some of the greatest leaders in history, including the great Roman Emperor Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest men to have ever lived. And what fascinates me is that modern life is actually, when you think about it, the complete opposite of Stoic virtues. Let's go over the four main Stoic virtues. The first virtue is wisdom. Today, everybody appears to be drowning, or most people do, in a sea of information, yet they are starving for wisdom. People consume endless news, opinions, social media posts. The Stoics would have had a lot to say about this, but they would have asked a simple question: is this useful? You got that? Is this useful? Because wisdom means focusing on what actually improves your life and ignoring the noise, ignoring everything else. Not every headline deserves your attention. Of course it doesn't. Not every argument deserves your energy. You can walk away. Not every opinion deserves a response. That's so crucial in today's world. Not everything deserves a response from you. The second virtue is courage. Today, so many people, maybe you, avoid difficult conversations. You avoid difficult decisions and difficult truths. Most of you watching probably do have courage. But let's think about this, because so many millions of people don't. And Stoicism teaches anybody to face the reality that maybe your health isn't where it should be. Maybe your work situation needs to change. Maybe you're miserable in your job. Maybe you need stronger boundaries in life. How many people do? Courage means looking directly at all of these things and not running away from them. The third virtue is justice. Modern culture often encourages, indeed, usually encourages total self-absorption. Think about social media culture. The Stoics believed that we are part of something much bigger than ourselves. Being a great family member, a great spouse, a great parent, a great friend, being a great colleague. Justice means treating people fairly always, and remembering something very important, that our actions affect absolutely everybody around us. Finally, the virtue that I think is actually the most important in today's world, the fourth virtue, is temperance. Oh my goodness, this is really lacking today in so many people. Self-control, moderation, balance. Modern society is the complete opposite of it, constantly consuming and encouraging people to consume more. More food, especially bad food, more entertainment, more scrolling, more outrage, just more stuff in general. The Stoics taught the complete opposite of this. It really is the complete opposite. Learn to pause. Millions of people would benefit from that. Simply learn to pause, learn to step back, learn to say enough. And that brings me to perhaps the most powerful Stoic lesson of all, letting things go. Because most of what stresses people isn't actually what is happening right now. I want you to really think about this. It's happening in our minds. We're replaying stories in our minds. Something somebody said, something that offended us. We're worrying about something that might happen tomorrow or next week. And we are very frustrated by things that we cannot control, which were never in our control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Think about that. That's the one thing that we truly control. How much of your daily stress, I want you to ask yourself this, comes from things that you actually control versus things you don't control? Probably very little from things that you actually control. You can't control the traffic. You can't control the economy, for instance, events going on in the country or the world. You can't control what people think about you. And you can't control every single outcome at work. You can only do your very best. But what you do control is your response to situations. And when you stop fighting reality, something really remarkable happens. Your nervous system starts to settle down. Your cortisol levels start to decrease. Your mind becomes much more clearer. You can think with more clarity. Your relationships improve. You become more present. You are more patient. You feel more peaceful. You have more peace of mind. Imagine coming home after a difficult day, and instead of doing what you may usually do, like carrying some of that work stress into the house, you let it go. You just let it go. You be fully present. Instead of replaying frustrations over and over in your head, whether it's at work or something else, you focus on the things that matter, like your family. Instead of worrying about tomorrow, you are present today. That is Stoicism in action, learning to distinguish between what you do control and what you don't control. And it doesn't mean becoming emotionless. There's a lot of false ideas out there that being Stoic means being emotional and detached. Absolutely not. The Stoics were nothing if not people of action. It means being strong enough to remain calm in a world that is constantly trying to push you towards chaos. So here's my challenge for you today. Ask yourself one question. What am I carrying that I need to let go of? Is it a resentment? Is it a worry? Is it a fear, an expectation of something else or somebody else? Whatever it is, release it. Just release it. Because peace doesn't come from controlling everything around you. Of course it doesn't. Have you seen what happens to somebody who tries to control too much? It comes from mastering what happens within. And that's the lesson the modern world needs now more than ever. That is really needed today. Thank you for watching. I do hope that this video was helpful. Be stoic, be calm. I'm wishing you peace of mind. Do check in the links down below for my website and all the other work I do, including my health programs. Also check out our natural health and well-being store, ohiwellness.com. If you're in the USA, North America, ohiwellness.co. If you're in the UK, Europe, if you enjoyed this video, you may well enjoy this video right here on my channel. Take care. Good luck on your journey. May your mind be peaceful, and we will speak again very soon.